everybody. Yes, this is Krista Lynn, and thank you for joining my channel. I know I'm a little goofy, but I'm just trying to come out of my shell and come out of the box and live my life authentically. And so if you're new to my channel, this is, I'm going to be sharing some really different concepts with you today, so hang in there. Some of this stuff you may be hearing for the first time, so I'm going to try and put it together in a way that makes sense. I am a professional astrologer, and I am also an animal behaviorist. I've been working with animals for my whole life, but professionally about 30 years. And in working with animals and working with people, their owners, working with them together, I learned a lot about how people work and the different dynamics and how these dynamics work together. And I was able to learn that throughout my life through feel, through observation, through having a gift. Obviously, I love to do it. So when you love to do something, that usually is an inclination that you're headed in the right direction. And then I found astrology. And my, at that point, my view of astrology was something bad, was the occult, was something not good, and I didn't understand it at all. I knew I was a Virgo. I always thought it was cute when I was a little girl. I had the little Virgo, bracelets and stuff. But I knew nothing about it. And in the last decade of my life, I am 45. I'm going to be 46 this year. Born in 1968, so I have been through a few cycles. Yeah, I have. And I'm here today to talk about astrology in a completely different way. Those of you who are more advanced in astrology, I think you'll be able to keep right up with what I'm going to be talking about. But I'm going to be talking about a little deeper subject. So this video right now is the introduction to a series that I'm doing. And I will be going through each of the signs, and the title of the series is The Shadow Side. And the shadow side of all of us. And you can find, very interestingly, the origins of understanding this in your natal chart, your birth chart. What the heck's a birth chart? Well, you are much more than your sun sign. So if you're watching this for the first time, and all you know is that maybe you're a Taurus or maybe you're a Cancer. That's all you know. And all the dating sites nowadays, they have the dating sites, and then they have, if you're what sign you are, your sun sign. Well, in astrology, what we do is we are able to, by the date of your birth, the time you were born, able to look and see what was exactly happening the day that you were born. So we're talking about specific planets. So if you, in school, in grammar school, we've all had those astronomy classes, and we know that up in the sky, there's certain planets that we are all aware of and have been studied from before time. We obviously have the sun, we have the moon, we have Mercury, Venus, Mars, and we also have what's called generational planets. And so we're able to look and see what was going on the moment you were born, and what astrology believes. And in my case studies, because I have tested this is not something I just walked into and went, wow. I mean, I spent a lot of time really testing this to see if it really comes up true in so many situations. But what it seems to project or proclaim is that the moment you were born, there's certain energies that were happening, and it's like you get a fingerprint in the sky or a snapshot. And that snapshot is something that you're born with, and you're born with working with these specific energies. And when you're able to look and understand what was going on that day, it helps you to know much more about yourself. And for there to be any kind of change in life, for there to be any kind of understanding of who we are, even for us to love others, we have to love ourselves. We even know the Bible says that, love your brother as yourself, or love others, all of those things. And you have to love yourself. But what happens many times is we're dealing with all these thoughts, and we think we're alone. And sometimes there's cycles in life that happen. It's kind of like a theme. And with these certain energies, it is true that you will play out themes in your life. I read a beautiful description of this by my very favorite, who I've had a chance to actually meet and have readings with, Stephen Forrest. And I was reading something that he wrote, so I want to make sure I quote him. And I'm going to read this paragraph to you because I think it does a beautiful job of explaining what I'm trying to explain today. It says, traditional astrologers make predictions. Often they are correct, but right or wrong, predictions turn into a marionette with the planets holding your strings. And in my opinion, that is not very inspiring description of the way the cosmos works, nor a very accurate one. You are vastly more important than that. You can, to a great extent, shape your own life. That is at least my belief. The future isn't crystallized. It's a wavering, quivering web of possibilities. How will they manifest? Much depends upon how you will weld the magical wild card we call your freedom. So what's the use of astrology? In a nutshell, it can help you make better choices. The planets never give a definite answer to the question, what will happen to me? Instead, they ask the question. But they ask the question in a very specific way, given everything you are, all of the bridges you've crossed, all the contracts you've signed. There are several possibilities for what you might do next. In other words, here's the menu. What are you having? So I hope that touched you guys the way it touched me, that by knowing what was going on and what embodies you, it helps you to use those energies in the most powerful way. So as an astrologer, and the work that I have really devoted my life to now, I've been able to see that there are definitely certain common threads amongst people that share the same birthdays, born the same year, born in certain generations. We're able to start to see that very clearly. And so when I look at a chart, the first thing that I do is I see the potential. The amazing potential of that person screams out at me. It's the same potential that they were born with the day they were born, before the bad things in life happened, before the relationships that went bad, before all of those things that a lot of times are crossroads, and sometimes we take big choices and we stop growing. So when I look at a chart, the first thing I see is all of your potential, okay? What you could be, what you could have been. It's all right there written in the stars. It's so beautiful. It's a gift. It's a tool we've been given from the heavens, I truly believe. It's so intricate that it's amazing. So today I'm going to be doing a series, and I'm going to be going into the 12 signs. And I don't know how long it'll be. I'm not planning on being too long, but I want to give you guys a taste of some of the energies that can go bad, some of the areas in our life that we can struggle in, that can turn into obsessions, that can turn into disorders, that can turn into mental illness. All of these things are in our birth chart, the potential. Whenever you're given the ability to hold these energies, you have the freedom and choice on how you're going to use them. And so power is a very, very powerful thing. And how you use that power, how do you use that control? How are you using your life? How are you showing up in this world? And if you're stuck right now, and you're stuck in your mind, or you're stuck in a pattern, in a cycle that you can't get out of, or maybe you feel like, I don't have any friends left, nobody wants to talk to me, but you're still thinking it's them and not willing to look at it might be you. I'm here to help. I'm going to shine a little light on some of these scenarios for you guys, but I don't want to leave you there. I want you to know I believe there's hope. If you're watching this video today and you're listening to it, there's hope because you're able to look within. There are people in this world that, have lived out really negative cycles for so long they can't see anymore. But there's always hope. Sometimes it's going to take a lot of work to change very, very negative cycles. I'm just one person that can help. I do personal readings, and I help you identify this so you can say, oh my gosh, I'm not crazy. Maybe you are crazy, but we can help you identify, what that means, how those energies you get off balance. And we live in a really rough, fallen world. We're in earth bodies, and we're subject to so many things that can trigger these imbalances in us. The internet alone is so amazing, but the reality is nowadays anything goes. With the click of a button, you can have view of any scenario that might not be healthy for you, that might not be good for you, that might be triggering these potential dark energies. Okay? And right now, in the heavens, as we speak, we've been going through it the last, 72 hours. We've been at the peak of it. You might have been hearing about it, people talking about the world ending and all of these things. But what it basically is there's 4 planets that have lined up in the sky in an exact square. Okay, it's very rare, and they're all at the same degrees. This is happening, whether you believe it or not. It is documented through astronomy, and as astrologers, we're able to interpret that energy, or at least guide others to the potential of this energy. Whenever you get an exact square like that, it can bring everything in your life, just like to the head, like a pimple popping, and you can't get around it anymore. You have to go through the eye of the needle. The universe is breathing us in and down into the belly, and in that place, he's bringing up these things. And so for some of you out there, things may really be feeling out of control mentally, emotionally, socially, all of those things. Spiritually, you may feel like you're in a huge storm. For those of us who have kind of been following this and learning about how to ride this wave, we're surfing this wave right now. And I'm hanging on by a thread too, but I have an understanding of what's happening around me. So as I'm fluctuating internally, I have like a lifeboat. I've got something to hold on to get me through this. So this message is also for those of you who are just kind of out there like, I don't know what to do. And I've landed on this weird astrology video. So it's not so much that it's about, astrology, Western astrology, that I'm trying to teach you how to ride and connect with the waves of the energy. And astrology is a really cool tool for those of us who like to look at something scientific. It has proven scientifically to me in every case study that I've done. And so I'm going to stand on that, whether it's true science or not. That'll be up to you. What we're going to do today is I'm going to go through all 12 signs, and I'm going to talk about the shadow side, and you'll be able to find the link below to each one of those, or get on my channel. I'm not going to do this introduction at the front of each one, okay? So I hope this helped to give you a general idea. What I'm going to be doing is talking about the energy, the strongest energy that runs through your zodiac sign, okay? So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, because there's going to be so many cool things coming from this channel this year, and I want you guys to be able to see it first. So please subscribe, tell your friends if this is helpful. And if you need help, I'm here. And that's what I do. I'm here to help you guys through that. And I would really love to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye for now.